Oh, hi. I was just reading in my reading fort. Didn't see you there. Speaking of reading forts, today we are going to be building our own reading fort. So this week here at Get Your Play Online, it has been Storybook Week. So we have been talking about princesses and pirates and all sorts of things that you find in storybooks. So our week is almost over here, and today we are going to be building reading forts where you can go to read your favorite storybooks. So here's what you will need to build a reading fort. If we haven't met before, my name is Sarah, and I'm so glad that you've tuned in with us here at Get Your Play Online. So let's get started. Here's what you'll need to build your reading fort today. So if you have a little bit of trouble with it, have a grown up nearby because sometimes building a fort can get a little bit frustrating and tricky, and that's okay. So just have a grown up nearby in case you need some help. But I think you can try it on your own first and then just ask if you need help, okay? So here's what you will need. You will need some chairs that have the back part that goes up high, like this kind of chair. This is a good kind of chair to make a fort with. So I have 4 chairs, so you're going to want 4 chairs, or you can use a couch and then 2 other chairs, okay? So you either need a couch and 2 chairs, or you need 4 chairs, okay? And then you need a big sheet, like you can see here, because that is going to be the roof of your fort. And then you'll need some clothespins, because that will help the roof to stay up if it's falling down. And then you'll need some blankets and pillows to make your reading fort more cozy. And that's it. So go ahead and go grab your supplies. If you need some help moving your furniture around, ask a grown up to help you because they're really heavy, and you definitely want to have a grown up say it's okay for you to move your furniture around. So go ahead and go get started. I'm going to take this apart and then build it again with you so that I can show you how to do it. All right. So like I said, the first things that you will need is you're either going to need 4 chairs, and your chairs are going to need to have a tall back part like this. You're going to need 4 chairs, or you're going to need a couch and 2 chairs, okay? So if you do a couch, you can put it on one side, and then you can put your 2 chairs on the other side. But if you do 4 chairs, then you can put 2 chairs on one side and 2 chairs on the other side, like I did. You saw that in my fort. Okay? So I'll give you a minute to go grab your chairs or to move your couch around. I know those things are big and heavy, so get a grown up to help you. All right, I'm going to start moving my furniture in place so I can start to get my reading fort ready to go. So, when you get your chairs together, here is what you're going to do. You're going to want to put your chairs in a square. So we put one chair here, one chair here, one chair there, and one chair there. So it's like a square. And then we have our chairs facing that way. So we want the backs of our chairs to be on the inside of our fort. We want, like, if someone is sitting in the chair, we want them to face away from the fort because we want the backs of our chairs to be close to the inside of our fort. So we're going to have our chairs facing away from our fort. So put 2 chairs on this side and have them facing away, and then leave a little bit of space and have 2 chairs on this side facing this way. You see how I did that? If I'm sitting in this chair, I'm facing away, so that's how it looks. We want the backs of our chairs to be near the inside of our fort so that we can put the sheet on top and have it stay up, okay? So that is how we will put our chairs. And we might need to move our chairs around a little bit because when we put our sheet on top, we'll see if it'll stay up or not. It's okay if it falls down. Sometimes that happens and it's okay. We'll just move our chairs around a little bit and try again, all right? So yeah, again, if you're using a couch, use your imagination and pretend that these 2 chairs are actually a couch. So you could just put a couch here instead, and then that's how that would be. Instead of having 2 chairs, you could use a couch on one side. All right, so once you get your chairs there, then you can take your big bed sheet and we're going to put it on top to make the roof of our reading fort. So here's my big bed sheet. I'm going to put it on top. There you go. You can see how it's staying on top really well. That's good. When you put your sheet on top of your fort, it might not be staying up very well, and that's okay. That just means if your sheet is falling down, that means that you just need to move your chairs closer together, okay? So if your sheet's falling down, take your sheet off, and then pick up your chairs and scoot them closer together, okay? That's how you'll do it if your sheet is falling down. And if that doesn't work, it's okay, don't give up yet. That's why I asked you to also have clothespins. So, what you can do is take clothespins and clip them onto your sheet to help it not fall down, okay? So, you may need a grown-up to help you with this part if you're having a lot of trouble with it, but you can totally go try it yourself and see if you can get it to stay up all by yourself. So, this is how I would use clothespins to help my sheet stay up. I would take some of the fabric, I would take some, okay, here's what I would do. I would grab it from over here, I would grab it, and then I would grab from this part, so grab from here and grab from here, and then I would bring them together, and then I would clip it together like that, okay? You could also clip it onto the chair. My chair is kind of big. A clothespin could not clip onto it. But if you have a kind of chair that is smaller, a clothespin might be able to clip onto the chair. So that would be a way that you could do it too. So just use your brain, get creative with how you can clip your clothespins onto your sheet to make it stay up. And like I said, if you are having trouble and getting frustrated, don't give up. Just ask a grown-up to help, and I'm sure they can help you figure it out. All right? Okay. So, there's our fort. It's so fun to make forts. I always love them because they seem like such a fun place to go to hang out. Cool. So, I'll lift that up so you can see in. So there's my fort. If you want, you can ask a grown-up to see if they'll let you put twinkle lights inside your fort, because that would be fun. Or maybe you could get flashlights and use those inside your fort. That would be fun too. Something else that you can do is grab some pillows and blankets and put those inside your fort to make it extra cozy inside your fort. Because like I said, this is a reading fort, so we want it to be super comfy, super cozy, so that you can go inside there to read and relax and just chill and have a super fun time in there. All right? Well, now that we have built a reading fort, guess what I want to do? I want to read a book to you. All right? So I'm going to move you a little closer so that you can see what I'm reading. Looks like you're coming in the fort with me. Move you even a little bit closer than that. There you go. Now you get an up-close view of my fort. Cool. All right. Welcome to my reading fort, everyone. Alrighty. So, all right. So, the book that I'm going to be reading to you today is called Dear Dragon. It is written by Josh Funk, and it is illustrated by Rodolfo Montalvo. And like I said, our theme this week is Storybook Week. So we built reading forts today so that you can go in there to read your favorite books. And we also, this week, we talked about things that you'd see in storybooks like princesses and pirates and dragons and knights. So I want you to be on the lookout for those things as we read our book today, because I think you'll see some of those things pop up in our book. All right, here we go. Dear Dragon. Hello, students. Our poetry and pen pal projects this year are combined. Upon your desks, you'll see the pen pals that you've been assigned. All right, so they're going to have pen pals. Do you know what pen pals are? Pen pals are when you have a person that you write letters to. So you write a letter to them, and then they send a letter back to you, and then you write back to them, and then they send a letter back. So you keep sending letters to each other, and you talk about stuff. So this is our main character, and he's going to have a pen pal. He's going to write letters to someone in our book. So we'll see who his pen pal is. All right. Okay, so now it looks like we're seeing another classroom. And they are getting pen pals too. Interesting. Let's see. Please make sure that the letters you write are all in rhyme. Now open up your envelopes because it's pen pal time. This classroom is a classroom full of dragons, and they're getting pen pals too. All right. Okay. So here is George, and he's writing to a dragon. Blaze Dragomir is our dragon. So he's writing to a dragon. All right, so let's see what his letter is that he writes to the dragon. Let's read it, okay? And I'll get up close so you can see the pictures while I read his letter. He says, September 12th, Dear Blaze Dragomir, we haven't met each other, and I don't know what to say. I really don't like writing, but I'll do it anyway. Yesterday, my dad and I designed a giant fort. A fort? Does that sound familiar to you? Today we made a fort too. That's pretty cool. I like playing catch and soccer. What's your favorite sport? Sincerely, George Slayer. Look, over here you can see, here is George's fort that he made with his dad. Forts are really fun to make. All right, now, here is the letter that the dragon wrote back. Because remember, like I told you, with pen pals, one person writes a letter, then the other person writes a letter back to them, okay? So here's what the dragon wrote back to our friend George. He wrote, October 1st, Dear George Slayer, I also don't like writing, but I'll try it, I suppose. A fort is like a castle, right? I love attacking those. My favorite sport is skydiving. I jump near Falcor Peak. Tomorrow is my birthday, but my party is next week. Sincerely, Blaze Dragomir. All right. So you can see here is our dragon. He likes to skydive. That's funny. And you can see here is George sitting, reading the letter. And you can look, here is his thought bubble. And he's picturing a boy skydiving. Because he doesn't know that he's actually reading a letter from a dragon. He thinks he's reading a letter from a human. So he's picturing a human. He doesn't know he's actually writing with a dragon. Interesting. He'll be in for a surprise later. All right. October 31st. Dear Blaze Dragomir, you know how to skydive? That's as awesome as it gets. My dog destroyed my fort last night. Do you have any pets? Happy birthday, by the way. I don't have mine till June. I'm trick-or-treating as a knight. That's a storybook thing, a knight. We're heading out real soon. George Slayer. Look, you can see him there. He's dressed up in a knight outfit. There. November 14th. Dear George Slayer, nights are super scary. I don't like to trick-or-treat. Brushing teeth is such a pain. I rarely eat a sweet. My pet's a Bengal kitten, and tonight she needs a bath. What's your favorite class in school? I'm really into math. Blaze Dragomir. This is funny, because look, here, George he's picturing just a tiny little cat. He's thinking that his pen pal just has a tiny little cat, but really, his pen pal is a dragon, and he has a giant tiger for a pet. Wow. His pen pal is not who he thinks it is. All right, December 16th. Dear Blaze D, my favorite class is art. I made a mold of my left hand. Next, we'll craft mosaics using pebbles, stones, and sand. Yesterday, I won a prize in this year's science fair. My towering volcano blasted lava everywhere. So there you can see there's his volcano that he made for the science fair at his school. But then over here we have the dragon who's reading his letter, and he's picturing a giant volcano. So the dragon thinks that he's writing to another dragon too. They both don't really know who they're writing to. They don't know that a human's writing to a dragon and a dragon's writing to a human. All right, January 18th. Dear George S., my father's won our local fire breathing contest twice. He still retains the record, melting 50 cubes of ice. Do you have any hobbies? I enjoy collecting rocks. I keep them in a secret place inside a precious box. Blaze D. So you can see there, that's what they're each picturing. It's definitely going to be a big surprise when George realizes that he's actually pen pals with a dragon, and when the dragon realizes that he's pen pals with a human. All right, February 22nd. Blaze. Fire breathing? What's your father's job? My folks are teachers. I collect exotic monsters, animals, and creatures. Oh, guess what? I heard the news this morning from Miss Sweet. A pen pal's picnic's planned for June. At last we'll get to meet. George. They're gonna meet in real life. What do you think is gonna happen? They're gonna see each other. Do you think then they'll realize that one of them's a human and one of them's a dragon? How do you think they'll react? We'll have to see. March 15th. George. Dad's in demolition. He works hard throughout the day. But every night we read a book or pick a game to play. Soon he's going to take me flying, once it's really spring. It's such a rush to ride the air that flows from wing to wing. Blaze. So, again, he's sitting here reading the note, and he is picturing that his pen pal his dad works at a construction site. He's just working with this machine to move some rocks and knock them down. But in real life, his dad is a dragon and he knocks down castles and really big stuff. And that is not what George is picturing in his head because he doesn't know that he's writing to a dragon. April 11th. Hi, Blaze. Skydiving and flying lessons? Wow, your parents rock! I'm lucky if my father lets me bike around the block. Once the school year's over and this project is complete, should we continue writing? Because it could be kind of neat. Your friend, George. May 12th. Hey, George. I'm psyched about the picnic and can't wait to attend. Who'd have thought this pen pal thing would make me a new friend? Writing more sounds awesome. I was going to ask you, too. I've never liked to write as much as when I write to you. Your friend, Blaze. It's time for the picnic. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to see each other in real life. Ready? Look at their faces. They look so surprised. It says Pen Pal Picnic. They look so surprised. Oh my goodness. Blaze? George? My pen pal is a dragon? My pen pal is a human? And then they just have fun together. There's our two teachers talking. They say, "Our plan was a success, my friend, or so it would appear. The Poetry and Pen Pal Project. Once again next year?" So it seems like this was their plan all along. They knew, the teachers knew that the humans were going to write to the dragons and the dragons were going to write to the humans. The teachers knew it. The students just didn't know it. That's a pretty fun book. I like that book. So that book was called Dear Dragon. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out with me in my reading fort today. Again, my name is Sarah, and I'm so glad that we could spend this time together. So we just have a few more things for you this week for Storybook Week here at Get Your Play Online. And then we'll have a brand new theme for you next week. So I hope you'll be able to join us again. And I hope you have a super great weekend. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.